Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those who don't know me, my name is Hesti Wahyuni. I'm a lecturer from Accounting Department, State Polytechnic of Malang, and my major is Management Accounting. Today, I will deliver my presentation based on my research in Indonesian Stock Exchange in banking sector. The title of my research is the mediating role of good corporate governance to intellectual capital and firm value. Why good corporate governance? Why intellectual capital? I will explain to you using my share screen. Why good corporate governance? Good corporate governance is a series of processes and procedures to disclose the transparency, accountability, responsibility, independency, and the fairness of a company to the shareholder as well as stakeholder and general public with precise and accurate information. To measure the company efforts in keeping the quality of information, good governance use 5 indicators that consist of independent commissioner, audit committee, board of directors, institutional ownership, and management ownership. From that 5 indicators, I only use 4 indicators because management ownership is not always available in annual report. So we can conclude that the quality of organization need to disclose to reach and win the public trust. An excellent implementation of good corporate governance will increase the firm value. And then why intellectual capital is important. Intellectual capital, from my prior research and many other prior research, we found that intellectual capital really have significant effect to the firm value, no doubt for it. But in this research, I want to examine that intellectual capital also have significant effect to good corporate governance as well. To run a good procedure and processes, qualified people, structure, relation is really needed, and it is provided by intellectual capital. Intellectual capital consists of 4 components. The first is human capital, second, capital employed, third, structural capital, and the last is relational capital. So the conclusion is intellectual capital can increase the effectiveness of good corporate governance implementation in a company. Intellectual capital can increase the firm value directly or through good corporate governance. So here are my 4 hypotheses. The first hypothesis is intellectual capital has significant effect to good corporate governance. Intellectual capital has significant effect to firm value. Good corporate governance has significant effect to firm value. Good corporate governance has significant effect to intellectual capital and firm value. The method. Population and sampling method. The population used in this research is 90 companies of banking sector, but I use only 29 companies were selected using purposive sampling methods. The criteria used are during 2014 until 2018, the company still remain as listing company in Indonesian Stock Exchange. Consistently publish annual report using rupiah as the currency, no suffering loss, and provide the complete data. And then to examine the hypothesis, the tool used is partial least square. Partial least square consists of measuring validity and reliability, fit model, and hypothesis testing. The result. From the hypothesis testing, we found that intellectual capital has a significant effect to firm value. Intellectual capital has significant effect to the GCG good corporate governance component that is Board of Directors and Audit Committee, but it has no significant effect to independent commissioner and institutional ownership. Good corporate governance has no significant effect to firm value. Good corporate governance has no mediating effect to relationship between intellectual capital and firm value. And here is the research framework. And then it is the table of hypothesis testing. And we can see that only 3 variables that's significant. Here is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, you can find me in this email address. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.